Hey everybody, it's Susan Edwards at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. I have a message from Archangel Ariel, and I've been working with her now for 3 days to make sure that I get the message right. So just as a little bit of a background, if you have been watching me or my channel, you know that I have been working with angels for some time now. And on Thursday, which would have been the 8th, we had some weather moving into western Kentucky, and my husband called me out to the backyard to watch what he thought might be a funnel cloud coming in. And I have to tell you, at the time, I didn't see any faces or anything like that. And I've posted that video on this channel and also on my YouTube channel. And then in the morning, Friday morning, I'm sorry, on Thursday, that was Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, I was doing my meditation, and everything was like really pink. And Archangel Ariel came to me. And after the session, I went back and I looked at that video, and it was like, holy moly, did I just see Archangel Ariel actually arriving? So I'll let you guys be the decision maker on that. But the symbolism was not lost on me, believe me. So I've been very humbled to be able to work with some of the archangels during this coronavirus crisis and the pandemic. I work really hard to make sure that I get the messages right and that I am understanding them to the best of my human ability. And I know a couple of you have commented that, wow, she's not channeling this stuff, she's reading from a book. And you're correct, I am reading from my journal. So for me, the way I work with the angels is I get into a quiet meditation, and I ask for them to come. And then during the meditation or directly after the meditation, I actually do what I call automatic writing or channeled writing. And I write down my question, and then I write down the answers that they give me. And especially when they sign it, I really want to make sure I get the message pretty much verbatim. So I do read from my notes. So that's why I'm reading. I don't channel live. I don't do that. That's not how it works for me. I know a lot of people do, and that's wonderful. And this is Archangel Ariel. And for those of you who may not know, she is in charge of nature and planets. So she's like a really important archangel. And she's associated often with the color of pink. All right, so here's what she said. There are many changes coming. Be prepared. This was the earthquake that causes the tsunami. And this being the earthquake, meaning this pandemic. Many structures that were poorly constructed or not sustainable will fall. And I don't know that she's necessarily talking about buildings. I think she's talking about structures and lots of other things. Be aware, nature abhors a vacuum and will fill it. Fill it with something much better for all. Receive the divine spark of intuition during your quiet times. This is your inspiration to co-create something better on the other side of this event. I am here to represent God's divine love. We have seen how much many of you care for one another, and it brings us joy. These are messages that occurred over 3 days. The first one being Thursday morning. Do not give away your power, for there are many who will be happy to take it from you, and then you will have to work to get it back. Your power is in the place where God exists, the sacred heart, inside each of you. Go to that place within and know the I am, that is God. Hear that whisper of divine guidance. This is where your true power lies. You forget who you are when you don't visit your inner self, your soul. the God within. Stay tuned to God, stay tuned to the frequency of God's love. When you tune in, that will drive your actions, your emotions, your life. My question to the Archangel Ariel was, are we about to have a return of the ETs or the aliens? Yes. I said, how? When? Soon. Soon you will see them. Do not be alarmed. Many will be beneficial. Some will be, not all will be benevolent. Use your discernment. We are going to help you and many others. This will be part of the tsunami. Your whole world is about to turn upside down. Luckily, we have preparing you and many others for this. And of course, you don't have to be a medium or a psychic or a talker to angels to know that our world is definitely going to turn upside down. You don't have to be psychic to know that, do you? You don't need me to tell you that. Because they've been telling me I'm going to see, as in see with my human eyes, the archangels. And I'm like, well, when will I see the archangels? We will manifest in a more physical form soon. And I said, well, when? Everybody else went, well, when? And here's the thing about angels and the spirit realm. Time doesn't work the same way in that dimension, and they struggle with explaining time frames to humans. And so she was struggling, and I got the impression, like the end of May, I saw flowers. She showed me lots of flowers, and so I interpreted that as maybe the end of May, maybe around the summer equinox. That's my interpretation of it. And then this is back to the message now, meaning Archangel Ariel's message. We will arrive for any who choose to see and follow God's plan. We will be flesh and blood. We will eat with you, and you will rejoice. And then that was the end of the message on Thursday. And I wasn't real comfortable at that point sharing it, so I thought, well, let me just double check on that. So on Friday morning, I again was meditating, and I asked for Archangel Ariel to come back and to give me more information and to help me clarify. So this is Good Friday morning, and it was Archangel Ariel. All right, here's the message. There are a lot of people, this is my question. This is my question to Archangel Ariel. There are a lot of people hurting, confused, and dying right now. What message can you offer to them? And then this is her answer. You are but a speck in the grand scheme of all that is and ever was. But you are the most important speck, beloved by God. For would a great ocean be, if not for each drop of water, or the heavens be, but for every shining star? We grieve for you as you have forgotten how much a part of everything you are. Each speck, each drop needs all of the other specks to complete the whole. You cannot operate independently of the whole. And then she said, I am Archangel Ariel. You must have a habitable planet if you wish to inhabit the planet. Let me say that again. You must have a habitable planet if you wish to inhabit the planet. Seems reasonable. The bees are just as important as the CEO. The ants are just as vital as your internet. And my question, you said I will see angels. What can I share? Okay, so a little backstory. Long time ago, like in the 80s, maybe late 80s, I decided I should read the Bible. Okay. I had read pieces and parts, and I grew up in the Protestant faith. And so, we were exposed to certain sections of the Bible, but I was not a Bible scholar, nor am I now. And I had a couple of misconceptions. First of them was that there would be like a beginning, a middle, and an end, and that's not how the Bible works. And so I got pretty, confused about timelines and that type of thing. And I can tell you it is not a casual read. So I didn't get real far, but I got several books in the Old Testament. And when I got done with the amount that I did read, a couple of things really stood out. And the one that stood out to me, like really, was how many angels were like literally walking around at the time that these people were writing. And it was like, and this is not just esoteric stuff. I mean, they're like showing up for dinner and knocking on people's doors, and they're like walking around in the villages. And I'm like, well, where did they all go? And so when she's talking about that, that's what she's referencing. So so back to her, that's a little backstory. So here we're back to Archangel Ariel's message now. You have asked for a long time, where have we been? Where did we go? Those who have been willing to see have. Those who have not, don't, and won't. Okay, so I am now asking, you said you will be taking a more physical form. Please explain. We are not of your dimension. We are going to assume a more three-dimensional form to interact with those who are willing to work with us to restore balance. Sounds like they're going to walk around again. My question then was, how will you arrive? And then her answer was, your stories and myths will be shaken. Not all who arrive will be benevolent. Use your discernment. And then I said, are you aliens? And she said, no. We are interdimensional beings. Well, that's good. And then I said, well, what does the future hold? Answer. This is the earthquake before the tsunami. We are here to ensure the balance of life stays on this planet. What should be done? Be prepared. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Hold the space for balance. Evil thrives in chaos. Do not allow that to happen. That is why it is so important for you to be quiet and to listen to God's plan for you. And then I said, this message is a little frightening. How can I tell this to the people? And she said, would you have them be unprepared? It can be frightening times when you are not in harmony with the I am, when you forget who you are. When you are not in balance, you are precarious. Tell them to be prepared. This is the time to come together and to love one another and to love your planet. To love all that is good and empowering. Now is the time to love God. Okay, and that was the end of Fridays. So this morning, which is April the 11th, Saturday morning, because I was kind of sitting on those two messages. They're pretty heavy. So, God bless the angels because they are so patient with me. I'm like, could you just tell me one more time, just one more time exactly what you mean here? I think they go, seriously, Susan, how many times do we have to tell you? Okay. Okay. So again, I asked for clarity this morning, and her response was, if you think you are riding this out and will return to your old normal you will be disappointed. You are missing your opportunity to emerge better. Better for you, for mankind, for Earth, and all of her inhabitants. It's natural to feel some trepidation about change, but fear is the misalignment of thinking that you cannot learn from and grow and improve your soul's understanding from the divine perspective. You do not give yourself enough credit. You are well prepared and suited to handle this better tomorrow. You must stop giving away your power. This is an inside job. And then that was the end of today's message. Again, you don't have to be a psychic to know that our world is changed. And, you know, hearing that this was just the earthquake and that the tsunami is to follow it's unsettling. And I got to tell you, there were a lot of things about my old life that I liked a lot and I was really comfortable in. And the concept that things are going to be different can be unsettling. Yeah, it can be. But I think the most important thing is that they keep reassuring me to reassure you that we're not alone and that the answer to all of this is to get centered in God's love and to understand who you are, to listen to the I am that's inside and to, just to follow God's divine plan for our lives. There is a lot of fallout that's going to come from this. There's economic fallout. There's social fallout. There's a lot of fallout. So I can see what she's talking about when she said the tsunami is following. There are a lot of people who were hurting long before all of this started. And when you have people who are precarious, just the slightest type of imbalance around their world can really, really be devastating. So there's going to be a lot of people who were hurting and are hurting and will continue to hurt. So it's incumbent upon us for a couple of things. Love one another, to love our planet, and I think she's very clear. If we wish to inhabit this planet, we have to have a habitable planet. And so we can't just ignore that. We can just keep doing things the way we've always been doing them because it won't turn out well. It won't. So I hope that helps. Anytime I'm working with the archangels, I try really hard to get it right. I'm sure they'll let me know if I didn't. And if I didn't, I'll come back and I'll let you know. I'll be doing the highlights of this. I've been transcribing these messages and putting them on my blog. I'm working on that as fast as I can. And I also got some inspiration to do some affirmations from my message from Archangel Michael, which is available also. This will pass. Hold the space for light and love, and we will get through it, and we will bring in something better. And love is always the answer. Have a blessed day. Have a very, very blessed holiday, and stay safe.